It's the early morning, a dawn of a new day. The jungle awakens as soft rays of sunlight filter through the canopy. Some animals and birds rise from their sleep and rest, while others still tremble from the fear of the night, when predators roamed and survival was uncertain. And now, as the forest breathes again, something stirs in the shadows. A flash of orange, carved with bold white and black stripes, moves silently between the trees. This is the Indian tiger, the spirit of the jungle, the heartbeat of the wilderness. The forest holds its breath as he passes. Birds pause mid-song, deer freeze in the grass, and even the wind seems to hush. Each step is soft, deliberate, unseen, yet the weight of his presence is felt everywhere. He is more than a predator. He is a guardian of balance, a living legend woven into India's culture and folklore. To witness him is not just to see an animal, but to glimpse the soul of the wild itself. What makes the tiger so special for the jungles of India? Why does every traveler, every safari-goer, dream of its sight? It is not just an animal, it is the spirit of the forest itself. The silence deepens when it does not appear, and hearts ache with longing. For in the tiger's gaze lies the promise of wilderness, raw, untamed, eternal. The tigers were once hunted by kings and British officers as trophies of power. Royal hunts and poaching in the 19th and early 20th centuries led to steep declines. By the 1970s, tiger numbers had plummeted. In 1973, India launched Project Tiger, a landmark conservation program, and declared the tiger its national animal. Today, India holds more than 75% of the world's wild tigers across 58 reserves. In folklore, they are protectors, brothers, guardians of the forest. In Indian art and rituals, the tiger symbolizes strength, agility, and divine power. Even now, its presence is revered, not feared. For centuries, the tiger has been more than a predator. It was the mount of gods, the emblem of kings, the prize of hunters. Its decline mirrored our neglect, its revival, our redemption. To see a tiger is to glimpse history itself, stripes that carry the weight of myth, memory, and survival. Night has passed, and morning awakens the forest. The deer graze without pause, stripping the land bare. But today, they are not alone. This is the territory of a tigress, unseen, yet ever present. From a distance she watches, eyes sharp, body low. Her presence felt like a shadow across the clearing. She does not need to strike. Her very existence is enough. The herd senses her, tension rippling through their ranks. They shift, moving on to another patch of grass, leaving the land behind to recover. In this silent dance between predator and prey, overgrazing is prevented, and the forest breathes again. Deer reproduce quickly, their numbers swelling each season. Left unchecked, they would overwhelm the land, devouring saplings and stripping the forest of its green. But with a predator like this tigress, balance is restored. She is the unseen guardian of the jungle, ensuring that life flows in harmony, not too much, not too little, but just enough for the forest to endure. The tiger's gift extends beyond the forest. When a reserve shelters tigers, travelers arrive from across the world. Jeeps fill the trails, lodges and homestays rise at the forest's edge, and livelihoods bloom. Guides are trained, crafts find buyers, and communities once bound to hardship discover opportunity. The tiger, unseen yet powerful, transforms lives forever. Once a small village, now a thriving town, with resorts, hotels, and locals serving as guides, forest guards, and drivers.
बाकी यहाँ पर जब से टाइगर रिजर्व हुआ है, जो लोग खेती किसानी कर रहे थे, बाहर कमाने के लिए जा रहे थे, अब यहाँ पर एक समिति द्वारा गाड़ियाँ लगा ली लोगों ने, कुछ लोगों ने होम स्टे खोल लिए, कुछ लोग जो खेती किसानी कर रहे थे वो लोग नेचरलिस्ट गाइड बन गए, ड्राइवर हो गए। तो इस तरीके से यहाँ पर रोज़गार भी मिला हम लोगों को।
Seeing a tiger is never just a sighting, it is an emotion. When stripes emerge from the shadows, hearts race, smiles spread across faces, and the forest itself feels alive. The moment is unforgettable, a gift from the jungle that lingers long after the safari ends. But when the tiger does not appear, the silence is heavy. It shows on every face, the quiet disappointment, the sense of loss, as if something precious slipped away. For the tiger is not just an animal to be seen, it is the spirit of the forest, the dream of every traveler. Its absence leaves a void, its presence fills the soul. In the tall trees, shafts of sunlight pierce the canopy. A tigress walks slowly, each step deliberate, her paws sinking soundlessly into the earth. She lowers herself, stripes dissolving into shadow. Her movement is patient, almost ritualistic, every muscle tuned to silence. Ahead, a herd of spotted deer grazes. Their ears flick nervously, tails twitch, hooves shuffle. They are cautious, sensing something in the air. And then, one of them warns the herd. The alarm call breaks the silence of the forest. A sharp cry echoes from the herd, joined by langurs above. The jungle itself whispers, danger is near. Deer scatter in panic, zigzagging, leaping, fleeing. The chase lasts only seconds. Exhaustion halts her sprint. Failure is common, but balance is preserved. For when success comes, it is swift, decisive, life taken to sustain life. The tiger hunts not for sport, but for survival. She is the spirit of the jungle, bound by its laws, keeper of its rhythm. Today, she was successful, and she had to be. She singles out the weakest. Precision guides her. Power drives her. In a heartbeat, the chase ends. The fawn falls. She disappears into the tall grass, carrying the fawn delicately. But this kill was not for herself. It was for her cubs, barely 3 to 4 months old, their teeth too soft for tough flesh, their bodies too fragile for hunger. For them, she brings tender meat, carefully torn and carried, a mother's gift of survival. A tigress is more than a hunter. She is a guardian. She feeds her cubs, shelters them in thickets, and teaches them the ways of the jungle. Every moment is vigilance, for dangers lurk not only in hunger, but in rivals. Leopards prowl, waiting for a chance to snatch the young. Even other male tigers pose a threat, for they may kill cubs to bring the mother back into mating. Against all this, she stands alone, fierce and unyielding, her stripes a shield for her family. In the jungle, the rules are harsh, but the tigress follows them with devotion. She hunts only what she needs, she protects what she loves, and in her care lies the promise of the next generation. Her cubs, playful yet fragile, are the future of the forest, and every successful hunt is a step toward their survival. When they are young, she hides them deep in thickets or rocky caves, shadows guarding them from prying eyes. Barely 3 months old, they are playful but defenseless. Leaving them behind, she steps into the jungle, not only to hunt, but to patrol her kingdom. Her patrol is deliberate. She reads the scents on trees and trails, each mark a warning of leopards or rival tigers. She is alert, ready to defend, ready to confront. In the unforgiving laws of the wild, she endures, fierce, unyielding, her stripes a shield for her family. This tigress with cubs, after the relentless work of hunting and protecting her land. Even a mother longs for peace. The sun blazes overhead, the jungle heavy with silence. She moves toward the river, weary yet graceful. For once, she leaves her cubs behind. A rare moment to herself. In the solitude of the jungle, she seeks rest, her body heavy with the weight of motherhood. She sinks into the shallows, stripes dancing with the current. In this moment, the jungle's queen surrenders to calm, her strength renewed, her spirit flowing with the river. Tigers are intelligent, and none more so than a tigress protecting her young. One day, she senses a male moving through her territory, powerful, restless, searching for a mate. But for her, he is danger. In the jungle's harsh law, a male may kill cubs to bring the mother back into mating. She knows this, and she must act. The cubs, only months old, lie hidden. The tigress moves away from them, approaching the intruder with caution. To protect her young, she uses strategy. Sometimes she stays close, distracting him, even feigning mating. At times it is real, at times only deception. By keeping him occupied, she shields her cubs, buying them time to grow stronger. This is her wisdom, strength tempered with cunning. She knows when to fight, when to flee, and when to deceive. In her choices lies the survival of her cubs, the continuation of her lineage, and the balance of the forest itself. For nearly 2 years, she raises them with relentless care. When they are ready, she drives them from her range, dispersing them across the forest. Young females may settle nearby, while males journey farther, seeking new ground and new challenges. In this way, the tigress ensures both survival and renewal. He was once a king. His territory stretched across valleys. His roar carried for miles. His queens lived under his protection. But the jungle is a place of constant challenge. Another male came, and the clash was brutal. He fought with all his strength, but the battle was lost. Scarred and wounded, he was driven from his land, his throne taken, his pride shattered. Now he roams alone, limping through shadows. For kings may fall, but they rise again. Yet he was more than a ruler. He was a father. Tigers are solitary by nature. Males rarely care for their young. But when his queen died, leaving behind 3 helpless cubs, he did the unthinkable. He stayed. He fed them with his kills, guarded them from leopards and rivals, and taught them the ways of the forest. Against instinct, against expectation, he became both father and mother. In his scars we see struggle, in his devotion we see love, and in his resilience we see hope. This tiger, once a king, now a guardian, shows us that strength is not only in battle, it is in care, sacrifice, and the will to rise again. No 2 tigers share the same stripe pattern. Each is as unique as a fingerprint. Guides and forest officials learn to recognize these stripes, tracing their journeys across the wilderness. And these stripes are not just painted on the coat. They are imprinted deep into the skin itself. Even if a tiger's fur were shaved, the stripes would remain, etched into its body for life. They serve as camouflage, vertical slashes that break the outline, helping the tiger vanish into tall grass and forest shadows while it stalks its prey. But stripes are not the only markings. Have you noticed the white patches on the back of a tiger's ears? Every tiger has them. From a distance, they resemble eyes, a trick of camouflage that can confuse predators or rivals approaching from behind. For cubs, These glowing spots are beacons in the jungle, guiding them through thick vegetation as they follow their mother. Tigers rake their claws against tree trunks, leaving deep gashes. These are not random scratches, but territorial markers, bold declarations of strength etched in bark. The higher the marks, the more powerful the tiger appears, often reaching up to 7 feet. When another tiger comes across these scars, it measures them against its own reach. If the marks tower above, it senses a formidable rival. If they fall below, it knows the land belongs to a weaker opponent. Tigers spray urine on tree trunks to mark their territory. These sprays are chemical signatures, messages of boundaries, strength, and identity. But for a tigress, they carry another meaning. When she is ready to mate, her scent marks announce her presence to roaming males, guiding them through the forest to find her. In this invisible language of the jungle, territory and reproduction are written side by side. In the jungle, the union of tiger and tigress is both primal and tender. For days, sometimes even weeks, a tiger stays with a tigress. They lie side by side, cuddling in the grass, grooming each other, and nuzzling gently. The male tries to please her with affection, while the tigress teases him with playful resistance. In these tender exchanges, even a predator reveals that love and affection never leave them. Moments of closeness soften the tension, building intimacy before mating begins. Their bond lingers for days, sometimes stretching into weeks, a rare season of togetherness in the wild. When the moment comes, the tigress lowers herself to the ground as the tiger mounts her, gripping her neck with his jaws to steady the act. She growls, sometimes sharp, sometimes low, in instinctive protest. At the peak, the male bites harder, a show of dominance, and she responds back with her own growl. Afterward, they rest together, often remaining close. But the ritual is not over. It begins again, repeated many times across the days and weeks they share. In this fleeting union, love, dominance, and instinct intertwine, binding them in the timeless rhythm of the jungle. After a successful hunt, the tiger feasts, sometimes consuming up to 40 kilograms of meat in one sitting. That single meal can sustain it for days, and it will return to the kill until every scrap is gone. Often, the prey is dragged into cover, hidden from scavengers. Unlike lions, the tiger lives and hunts alone, its rhythm of feast and rest entirely its own. After feeding, the tiger seeks water. A nearby stream or pool becomes essential, quenching thirst after the heavy meal. If shade and water lie close, the tiger will eat and then retreat to rest, its survival shaped by the landscape. Here, in the cool shade, the tiger spends most of the day resting, conserving energy for the night. Tigers can sleep or remain inactive for 16 to 20 hours a day. In the jungle, patience is survival, and rest is the tiger's hidden strength. The sun sets over the forest, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson. Shadows lengthen, and the jungle exhales, alive yet at peace. Here walks the tiger. Its presence shapes the land, its rhythm keeps the forest in balance. It is not just predator, not just symbol. It is the architect of balance, the bridge between wilderness and human hope, the living spirit of India's forests. Once hunted, nearly lost, today, it stands as India's living emblem, a story of decline and revival, of wilderness reclaimed. But its survival is not guaranteed. It depends on us, on patience, on respect, on the will to protect what cannot be replaced. Where the tiger walks, the world follows, and in its gaze lies the promise of wilderness, raw, untamed, eternal.